Hello beauty! This is a detailed step-by-step sewing tutorial for making a square neckline top with puff sleeves. This top is very beginner friendly, and even if you're new to sewing, you'll be able to follow along and create your own beautiful garment. In front of me, I have 3 front bodice pieces. I'm attaching the side front panel to the center front panel, pinning from the bottom edge up. Make sure to place the fabric right sides together. Then I do the same on the other side, pinning the second side front panel to the center front. You can sew these pieces right away, but I prefer to attach the back pieces first so I can sew everything in one go. Now I place the back panels onto the side front panels, right sides together, and pin them in place. Let's sew. Remember to backstitch at the beginning and end of each seam to secure them. Press all the seams open. We're using an open seam finish to reduce bulk later when we attach the lining. I've already sewn the lining pieces of the top. Now we'll join the main fabric to the lining, right sides together. Pin along the key matching points, the top and bottom center front. I align the seam lines at the top and bottom, and then I additionally fix them in other places. We'll be sewing the top, front, and back lines and bottom edges only. Do not sew the armholes or the center back edges just yet. Once stitched, I cut off the seam allowance, leaving a 0.5 centimeter seam allowance from the seam line. Turn the top right side out. Using small, neat hand stitches, I baste the edges of the top, then press. Sewing the sleeve. Transfer all markings from the pattern to the fabric. To prepare the top and bottom edges of the sleeve for elastic gathering, fold the seam allowance 0.5 centimeters to the wrong side and secure it with hand basting stitches. Since the edges are curved, it's better to hand baste rather, and then press. Next, fold the seam allowance again to form a casing for the elastic. using your pattern markings as a guide. Distribute the fabric evenly, especially where it gathers into small waves. Do the same for the bottom edge. Fold in 1.2 centimeters baste and press. Along the edge of the allowance, sew the top stitch 0.1 centimeters from the edge. Inserting the elastic, use a safety pin to thread the elastic through the top and bottom casings of the sleeve. Start with just a little bit showing on the starting side. Secure it with a few machine stitches so it doesn't pull through. Repeat the same for the bottom casing. Once both elastics are in place and ends are secured, trim the excess elastic. I push the elastic with the pin out on the other side and fix it with the pin. I do the same thing on the lower part of the sleeve. Now I need to secure the ends of the elastic with the back stitch. Now fold the sleeve with wrong sides together and sew the side seam on the right side. I trim the allowance, leaving 0.2 millimeters allowance from the seam line. Turn the sleeve inside out and sew again with a 0.5 centimeter seam. This is a French seam, great for a clean finish with no raw edges. Now the sleeve is ready to be attached to the armhole. Attaching the sleeve. Note that the shorter part of the sleeve armhole connects to the back bodice and the longer part to the front. If you're a beginner, check your pattern markings to confirm. Match the sleeve's side seam with the bodice's side seam and pin in place. Important: attach the sleeve only to the main fabric. Do not include the lining yet. Align the sleeve's top edge with the top edges of the front and back bodice. Pin everything and then sew from the back to the front top armhole point. Now that the sleeve is attached to the main fabric, let's hide the raw seam inside the lining. Turn the top inside out through the back opening and pin the lining armhole edge to the seam allowance of the main fabric where the sleeve is attached. Sew along the same line as before. The seam should be laid from the side of the main fabric. Since there is already a previous seam there, it will give a reference point where to lay the line. Trim the seam allowance and turn the top right side out. To finish, we'll insert an invisible zipper at the center back. Note, you can use any closure you like, and you can even move the zipper to the side seam if you prefer. Make sure the zipper opens from bottom to top. Pin one side of the zipper to the main fabric only, not the lining, then pin the other side. Once the zipper is sewn in, leave about 2.5 centimeters at the top unstitched. This will make finishing the top line easier. Turn the top inside out and match the back top line edges. Fold the zipper ends downward, pin them out of the way, and pin the center back seam of the main fabric. Mark the 2.5 centimeters dot point on the lining fabric. So, turn the top right side out, close the zipper, and cut the zipper from the top and push the end of the zipper inside. Secure them with a few hand stitches so they stay in place. Hide the bottom zipper ends as well. I open the bottom of the top, direct the allowance on the lining part of the back, together with the end of the zipper on it located inside, and direct the lining part of the back up. I check if the lining fabric is showing on the front side and fix it with a pin. I hide the end of the zipper on the other side in the same way. I turn the top inside out to finish processing with the zipper. I direct the 1 cm seam allowance on the lining fabric of the back inside and fix it with pins. Finally, secure the lining with invisible hand stitches along the zipper area. The sewing process is now complete. You can remove any basting stitches and, if you wish, top stitch the neckline and hem for a clean finish. The pattern for this top with its square neckline and puff sleeves is available in my Etsy shop. You'll find all the links in the video description below. Thank you for watching and sewing with me. See you in the next tutorial.